Alright, let's start an Ironclad run. The one run we were supposed to start the stream with. Transform a card, obtain 100 gold, rare colorless card, or random boss relic. Rare colorless card always makes me think about two cards, and those cards are sadistic something or other. Maybe it's just sadism? I don't remember what the name of that card is. Sadistic Nature, I think it is. Sadistic Nature and Hand of Greed. Those are sort of the big two rare colorless cards from Niao. There's a couple of other ones that are good, like Magnet, Apotheosis, spring to mind. I never trade boss relics. He has an Ironclad. Burning Blood is insane. We could take the 100 gold if we've got like a shop, but it's probably going to be the rare colorless card. Yeah, Sadistic Nature. Okay, is there any reason why we should take the gold? We do have a question mark, then a shop, so if this question mark is Serpent, we could end up going to this shop with a bunch of money. That would be quite good. This is a nice path. 3 fights, question mark, shop, and then an elite. The follow-up is not great. We get 2 elites in the act. But it looks like we're going to struggle to get more than that anyway. Probably don't want to fight the Act 1 Mega Elite. It's pretty suicidal. This is a very weird path. 3 question marks and 2 fights before the fire. And then a fire elite and a fire. Followed by a shop. So we could like take the money and go left. We should be pretty safe for this elite, given there's a fire right in front of it. Hey First Dane, how's it going? And then we'd go to this shop with probably enough money. You think money and left? I think that's a reasonable decision. Honestly, money and right makes a lot of sense too, because there's this this shop here. We could take this 4-fight route and dodge the early shop and get the late shop. But going through this guy. I feel like left is just not productive enough. The 1 elite, Act 1, is I think just too low powered. I mean, I am a big fan of savory pies, so and I think broccoli goes in those sometimes. I don't think it's a big big participant. Broccoli in a soup tends to like just sort of disintegrate into lots of little, do you call them petals? There's like if you took a tiny sphere and attached a tiny stick to it, that's what broccoli turns into. Broccoli cookie sounds absolutely disgusting. I don't know why you would think of that. Why would you think of me that way? More to the point. 4 fights is probably fine since we've got a fire before the elite. Let's take that rare colorless card and see what we get. All right, we don't have access to any of the 2 really good ones. Secret Technique, Magnetism, and Master Strategy are all quite good. They're buds. Interesting. Oh wait, when you say bud, that makes me think of like a flower bud, but surely that's a different morphology. Are you familiar with like botany, digital Charmander? Are you telling me that's the bud is the real name for those things? It seems to me like it's a leaf, but it's just like a really tiny little leaf. But maybe that's not true. And I could believe buds, like they are flower parts-ish. They're just like really tiny flowers. Broccoli is so weird. Sorry, I guess I'm realizing now that I'm talking about broccoli that I don't actually know what broccoli looks like. Is it in the cabbage? Is there like an enclosing, like what is like a field growing broccoli look like? Because surely it's not just like, it doesn't just poke out of the ground as broccoli. There must be like leaves somewhere else on it. And I guess that if you get a long broccoli, you'll see the leaves coming off of it. So they do just have normal leaves. So maybe they are buds. That sort of reminds me of a fruiting body, right? I don't know. Broccoli's weird. We should make bread out of it. Okay. All right. What do these choices all make us think of? So secret technique, for some reason, makes me think of like flex. I'm not sure why I would want to go get flex. It's probably more like you go get like flame barrier or something. Secret technique makes your deck very versatile and effective, but is bad against Gremlin Nub. Magnetism plus costs 1. Oh, I was intending to look at the upgrade, but I guess I picked it. I am pretty excited about magnetism anyway. I think that's probably what I was going to end up on, so I'm not going to like restart the reward section, but I guess we're taking magnetism. The explanation that I would have led up to is magnetism is the only one of those cards that actually like adds power to the deck. The other two are just like ways of finding the other things the deck does that's powerful. But since we're at Niao, the deck doesn't currently do anything that's powerful. So I'd rather add something that the deck does that's powerful. Okay. Are we taking the 4-fight path? I mean, as opposed to what? Going to the shop with 100 gold? Yeah, I think we're taking the 4-fight path. Okay. Bash Strike is an okay opening, but unfortunately we got all of our strikes there, so... I think we're not going to play Magnetism in this fight. It's unupgraded, so it's still costs 2, which is a lot to commit, and this fight is fast enough that we probably don't need it. Should be lethal next turn. It is guaranteed. Alright, exiting the fight with full health is nice. We get a colorless potion. Lots of access to colorless stuff. How does Headbutt interact with the colorless cards from Magnetism? I have no idea. But Headbutt tends to be good. Headbutt's among my top tier picks for Ironclad on floor 1, so I don't see why I would not do that now. None of the colorless cards give you strength, I believe, because you can't get, like, what is it? Mutagen thing? The Mutagen event card is not eligible. It is colorless, but you can't get it from, can't be generated. So I think I'll take a Headbutt. Okay. This is a disappointing turn 1. Let's see what's in here. Maybe we can dodge it. I guess I would rather take 5 or 7 than 12. I think we're just headbutting a strike for next turn, since he's almost dead. Let's just make sure we finish him up. And that'll do it. Okay. Almost exit the fight at full health. Exhume is interesting. We have lots of... We're going to generate lots of colorless cards, and Exhume... lots of colorless cards exhaust, so Exhume could get them back. Exhume is also quite good for things like feed, and, you know, disarm and stuff, which is all fun to think about, but it doesn't actually currently help the deck do anything in particular. Whereas Wild Strike does. Wild Strike helps us kill the things. I think killing the things is pretty important. Magnetism also gets us Purity sometimes, and Purity can remove the wounds. So I think I'll take a Wild Strike. I'm not going to the shop with 132 gold, especially not when we're nearly full health. Uh-oh. I was not thinking this question mark would be a fight. I think it's only like a 10% chance for your first question mark to be a fight. Pretty unlikely. So this position we're in now is we either have to fight 2 hard pool fights, or a Mega Elite. So, yikes. This run just got really scary. Headbutt Strike can kill the Spike Slime. I don't know what is going on, but it sounds like somebody has been operating a drone like 24/7, like 100 feet from my house. So I guess I'm gonna go close my door. Okay. I think we're gonna Headbutt Strike to kill the Spike Slime. Oh wait, maybe we can... Does Bash Wild Strike kill the Acid Slime? So it's 8 plus, this is gonna be 18, which is 26, so no. Okay, so Headbutt Strike kills this guy, and then I think we want to Headbutt a Wild Strike, so Wild Strike first. And then should be able to kill Acid Slime next turn, taking up a little bit of damage, which normally would not be too big a concern. In this case, it's pretty concerning because we're about to go do 2 hard pool fights. Burning Pact helps us get rid of the wounds from the first Wild Strike. We could take a second Wild Strike or a second Headbutt. Also. I think I like Burning Pact. Burning Pact is quite good. Okay, this is pretty easy for a hard pool fight. Not too bad. These 2 guys are the priorities, because we can kill him with a strike this turn and a strike next turn, and then this guy is buffing. So let's break those 2, and then block, and take 11. Alright, great. Headbutt is exactly what it's hoping for, to kill him. So we're just going to kill you, get back, defend to make sure I don't take damage, and then break you. Okay, this is lethal. I think we navigated that pretty well. Cleave can help save us from some of the most dangerous encounters on the next floor. A lot of the hardest hard pool fights in Act 1 are AoE fights. Reckless Charge plays into the sort of budding strategy that we have of attacks that give us wounds and ways to exhaust them. Magnetism also gives us lots of exhaust cards, so if we find a Feel No Pain, we're in really good shape. And Reckless Charge is super good with Feel No Pain, and like Evolve, so I don't want to skip a Reckless Charge. Alright, this is another among the easiest of the hard pool fights, so I'm not too upset by that. I think there's a reasonable chance we could kill him next turn. Is that possible? So if we get max damage next turn is Wild Strike, Headbutt, Strike, and he'll be vulnerable. So Wild Strike will do... Oh, I know all the fights in Act 1. The way that you can determine from a map perspective what pool a fight will be in is your first 3 fights, whether they occur in question marks or in hallway fight icons, are going to be in the easy pool. So these 3 fights were in the easy pool, and then these 2 were in the hard pool. Yeah, and then for Act 2, it's only 2 fights in the easy pool, and same for Act 3. Although for Act 3, the hard pool and the easy pool are basically the same thing. Okay, so if we get Wild Strike, Headbutt, Strike, This does 18 plus 13 is 31 plus 9 is 40. So we can definitely kill him next turn. So let's try and only take 6. Okay, we did not get those things. We ended up taking more damage because we didn't strike him last turn. If we'd striked him, we would have taken only 11 in the fight, and now we're taking 17. We made a mistake. These two both say exhaust on them. Havoc is a pretty bad card in general. Armaments is pretty good. Even if we upgrade every card in the deck, Magnetism is still going to give us unupgraded cards. So Armaments never stops having a target. I guess you're never really worried about Armaments not having a target. Like, there's always something to upgrade. But I feel pretty good about Armaments here. Alright. We are at 43, and we're only fighting 2 elites, so I think we'll be okay. So let's go ahead and upgrade the Magnetism. Now it's a lot more playable. Alright. It's Gremlin Knob. And he only punishes you for skills, not anything that's not an attack, so we can play Magnetism without being punished. This is the first time we played Magnetism in the run. We can headbutt back a Wild Strike. So if we play Headbutt, Wild Strike, Strike, and Strike, how much damage are we doing? Strike and Strike is 12, plus Headbutt is 21, plus Wild Strike is exactly lethal. Sorry, I shouldn't be so glib about Havoc. Havoc is sometimes extremely good. Havoc is a really powerful participant in, for example, Unceasing Top combo decks. Like, super neat Havoc to like get rid of all the expensive cards. If you've got a lot of powers, Havoc is like, you can just play them for free. Obviously the upgrade costs 0, so it's really important. Havoc is bad in a lot of situations, because you can end up like not being able to play it because there's an important card in your draw pile, or like playing it and then losing something important. So it's definitely not a bad card, but bad is a reasonable shorthand for it because it tends not to be good. Okay, so I think we defend here. We have guaranteed lethal next turn. So we're just trying to reduce damage a little bit. Man, I want to play Transmutation. But it's just not good. There's Dark Embrace. Dark Embrace is a pretty important card for Feel No Pain, Exhaust, Synergy stuff. It's also really good against Sentries, just on its own. I think we'll grab it. It's a bit of a curse, currently. Aha, we can upgrade it. We are actually about to go to a shop. So we can just take the pain. This relic is super good, so we can just take the pain and then remove it. No big deal. Ooh, large chest with a fossilized helix in it. That is delicious. Okay, no field, no pain. Ooh, Frozen Eye. Now, Havoc and Frozen Eye, that's a combo. You know exactly what the card is, and you just play it for free. Or you don't play it. Or you, like, draw a card and then play Havoc. Frozen Eye Havoc is insane. I would like to remove a card because I have a Pain, and Pain is one of the worst curses. I think it's like Pain and Normality are like the very worst ones. But then if I remove a card, I can't have Frozen Eye. And I really like Frozen Eye. But, you know, gotta eat your vegetables first, so. Shockwave says exhaust on it. Dark Shackles is a hell of a card. I'm a little bit skeptical about buying colorless cards because we are going to generate them. Could buy potions here. We're probably resting at this campsite. Carnage helps us through the slime boss fight. We are a little bit light on damage. Wild Strike does a pretty good job, but it's not amazing. Shockwave probably helps us about the same amount in that fight and does more for later. So I think I'll take Shockwave. Shockwave's pretty insane. We're already past Gremlin Knob too. Shockwave also lets you vulnerable sentries, which is not something you're frequently able to do. Cleave could help us for this hallway fight if it's a dangerous one. Could also help us for sentries and this hallway fight. There's a bit of fighting left to do in the act. Never feels terrible to take a Cleave. But I think we're not going to take one here. Oh boy. Alright, here's one of the dangerous ones. Alright, we have a buffer. We want the buffer ideally to land on Sneaky Gremlin's attack. So we, like, kill the Fat Gremlin, block for 5, block that 10 with the thing and take 5 real damage. So if we want to block for 5, we can Armaments. And then if we want to kill Fat Gremlin, we can hit him with the upgraded Headbutt, presumably, and the Strike. Because upgraded Headbutt does 13, I believe. 12. Well, 12 plus 6 is still 18, so that's enough. Okay. Would I rather have Armaments or Strike back for next turn? Seems like getting 2 strikes on Sneaky Gremlin is kind of the next goal. Or actually 3 strikes, because we're going to be weakened. So let's take a strike back. Wild Strike also kills Sneaky Gremlin. So let's do that. Alright, next target is Fat Gremlin. Okay, well we don't want to die. Shockwave blocks for enough that we don't die. Or we could kill somebody, 7, 11, 15. Yeah, so the only way to not die here is Shockwave. So let's do that. And then maybe we can kill him too? Yeah, we can. Okay, great. Not too excited about punching Mad Gremlin here. I think we're just going to defend Magnetism Strike. Try and kill him next turn. Alright. Well, that was a little bit dodgy. Second Shockwave, Rampage, or Iron Wave. See, Rampage is the reason you don't take Havoc. Because if you have Rampage in your deck, then, like, you can't ever play Havoc, right? Because you don't want to exhaust your Rampage. Rampage gives us a little bit of scaling, which we're kind of missing. We've got some pretty good front-loaded damage with the like Headbutt and Wild Strike and stuff. We don't have any scaling. You can generally beat Act 1 bosses without scaling. We don't like super need it, but Rampage does give it to you, which is nice. Good afternoon, Guitar Herm. Okay, so we're resting here. Does Rampage ever help us in this fight? Rampage is super good in Lagavulin, and it's okay in Sentries. It's not bad. Actually, I guess in Sentries we have Dark Embrace, which is going to be really good. I think Rampage is good enough to pick. We do need some more damage. Sorry, I learned the pronunciation the first time when you first like followed. We had a long conversation about the thing in which you were like, just call me Guitar. But I thought I'd do the long one and mess it up. I apologize, Guitar Lear me. Alright, resting here. Alright, so here's Lagavulin. Get a Reckless Charge on turn 1. The longer we wait, the more cards randomly get upgraded by Warped Tongs. We have a couple of side quests we could do. Rampage, Magnetism, and Ascender's Bane Exhaust. Also Dark Embrace. So I think we're waiting. Let's Burning Practice Strike and try and draw Magnetism. We missed Magnetism, but we did get Shockwave, which sets us up for a good break next turn. Probably going to want to break next turn, since that's the last turn he's asleep. Alright, so we get an upgraded Rampage. Bash Rampage, or Rampage Wild Strike Strike. Or I suppose, Rampage Armaments, probably Wild Strike. Wild Strike gets quite a bit of extra damage, doesn't it? Yeah, 5 extra damage. That's Empty Fist levels of damage. He is already vulnerable as well. Although that vulnerability will wear off soon. Okay. Alright, and we're probably going to use the Swift Pot to draw back to Rampage once we are sufficiently frustrated that we haven't found it. We're just blocking with Buffer right now, so we can develop the 2 powers. Or maybe we're just developing Magnetism. I guess a line here could be use the Swift Pot now, because he's still vulnerable, so if we can draw back to Rampage now, that's ideal. Yeah, let's do that. Hopefully still developing Magnetism. Yeah, so I think now it's Magnetism, Strike, Wild Strike. Okay. Bash is upgraded. We're probably going to draw Rampage next turn. So Bash, Reckless Charge, Defend seems like a pretty good line. And hopefully get lethal. There's Rampage, that's lethal. Okay. Tori, that's nice. A lot of damage reduction relics. Fossilized Helix and Tori. Very nice. Corruption is available. We have Dark Embrace, so Corruption's probably in the deck. I always get a little bit sad with Armaments and Corruption, because I'm like, I want to keep the Armaments, but whatever. We don't have a Searing Blow, so we don't really have that problem. We don't want to play Armaments every time we see it. So we could reduce the deck down to just the attacks, and then play Rampage every turn. That's kind of the dream of Corruption. Corruption seems really good. Inflame seems okay too. We haven't committed to strength scaling. So we don't like 100% need that. And this lets us exhaust lots of stuff with our Dark Embrace. Perfected Strike is actually also okay. We have all of our original strikes, we got all 5 of them, and we added a strike. So this would do quite a bit of damage, but Corruption is quite a card. People always get very focused on the Corruption Dead Branch interaction, which, granted, is very strong. But Corruption on its own is a big player in Ironclad. I'd say most successful Ironclad decks have either Corruption or Demon form, or both. Or maybe they have a cat that yells at them super loudly. Let's try and save the buffer this turn. So we're going to play 2 defends and Wild Strike. Obviously, Looter's the target. He's at risk of running away if we don't kill him. Okay. Not too much we can do this turn. We could Corruption Shockwave, which is cute. But it doesn't actually reduce the incoming damage that much. We end up losing the barrier to like a 7 damage attack if we do that. And still taking whatever from the Looter. So let's just try and kill the Looter to reduce damage. And Wild Strike next turn means that we've guaranteed lethal on the Mugger. Or, I guess he's a Looter. Alright, so that kills him. And then we can armaments strike and defend, I guess. 69 days ago. That seems like a lot of days. Is that really true? That's like so many days. It's like 20 years, isn't it? Maybe Shrek was released 20 years ago. How long were you waiting for Shrek 2 to have been released 69 days ago? Dark Embrace does not seem important for this fight. Do we get lethal next turn? We have 15 damage. Yeah, we do get lethal next turn. Okay. Well, that's more important than Magnetism too. Sword Boomerang would be good if we had picked the Inflame, but we didn't do that. Body Slam is a little bit hard to run with Corruption. It does have a good upgrade, and we have consistently available upgrades with the Warp Tongues and the whatchamacallit, armaments. I think we're skipping this though. Sword Boomerang is a pretty good card, but we've got a lot of good attacks, and Sword Boomerang doesn't have any particular value against Slime Boss. In fact, the unpredictable AoE nature of it makes it kind of hard to play. Alright, I think we need to rest here. Seems like it'd be very aggressive to try and go into this fight with 18 health, especially with this deck. Worth calling out, Fossilized Helix is insane in this fight. It's going to block 38 damage, and that's a lot. We'll save Shockwave Plus for later, since we can get damage with Bash right now. Let's go ahead and upgrade Dark Embrace. Should I play the Dark Embrace or another Strike? Strike does 9 damage. It's pretty hard to play Dark Embrace any other time, and we can wait around a little bit in the first cycle because, or into the second cycle because of the Fossilized Helix. So I think I will play Dark Embrace. Get that established. Headbutt's really nice for getting back Rampage. We can in fact headbutt the Rampage and then Burning Pact something to go draw the Rampage. And then Rampage is in the shuffle for the next thing. Here's Fossilized Helix, being a boss. Walking for 38. Okay. So let's set up Vulnerable and then try and not split him, so that we can split him with What's that card called? Rampage. So we could strike him, or we could develop Magnetism. I think I like developing Magnetism. So now we've got the combo, the Dark Embrace Magnetism set up. So we're going to be generating colorless cards and then exhausting them to great effect. This splits him, which we don't really want to do. So let's see what this card is. Evolve seems really nice in this fight. Be happy to play that. If we Burning Pact and draw Rampage, are we happy or sad about that? I think we're sad. I'll play one slime. This is going to draw us a card too. Okay. We could Armaments the Evolve, so that when we draw slimes, we draw an extra card. That increases our chance of getting Rampage Headbutt next turn, which is really good. The way we want to split him is Rampage Headbutt Strike, ideally. So let's maximize the chances of that happening. Alright, didn't quite get there, but we can Shockwave and Rampage him. Or we could double strike Rampage, or we could Apotheosis Rampage. Rampage is happening, and Rampage is enough to split him by itself. I think I like the boring play of just like strike Rampage, unfortunately. Gets an extra 12 damage on the split. Shockwave does too, but Shockwave is so good in the second phase that I'd rather give myself a chance to draw it. We could also just try and combo off here. We could Corruption and like play Apotheosis and play a bunch of skills. I'm not sure what the payoff for that is, because it seems like then we're not splitting him. So let's just split him. Not a great split. Not my finest moment. Alright, we did get Rampage and Headbutt on the first hand. So we could Rampage, Headbutt, and then use Gambler's Brew to draw Rampage again. Let's see, these guys split at 25 plus 3, so it's 28. So we need to do... wait. Yeah, 28, weirdly. Okay, so we need to do 29 damage to get them there, which Rampage and Headbutt does. So I guess let's do this first. Nice, we got a Reckless Charge too. So we'll go ahead and split Acid Slime because he's attacking. Normally I'd prefer to split Spike Slime, but it's pretty minor preference, so... Alright, split him at 3. The bomb. Okay, so Rampage is currently doing 28 damage, so we can't quite split this Spike Slime with it. It needs to do 29 damage for that. Armaments on Rampage does not work. Rampage's upgrade gives it additional damage per use. But I'm pretty sure the way that would work is it would leave it at 28 and increase the number to 8. It's not retroactive. I just like almost died. If we Corruption right now, we can play the Bomb for free, we can Burning Pact is Slimed for free and draw a bunch of cards, and then eventually Armaments on something. But we're not going to be able to attack, and we're currently taking a bunch of damage, so I don't want to do that. We're going to Rampage on him because it sets him up really well for a split later. We could just split him now as well. But I think I'd rather block by strike wild striking on the 2 acid slimes, and then taking 18. Apotheosis Trip seems good. Let's see what we draw. We want a better split than just strike, so we'll just wait. Okay. I don't know, Shockwave draws a card. I guess we're just strike headbutting. Which is boring but lethal. So whatever. There's feed. I would need a pretty good reason not to take feed, and I do not see one. Barricade's weak, and so is Brutality. Brutality can be amazing, but like Brutality with Fossilized Helix, no thank you. Feed's great. Alright, Runic Pyramid certainly helps us set up feed. It also helps us do all kinds of Rampage headbutt shenanigans. I'm a little bit concerned about Runic Pyramid plus Magnetism. That could end up with some garbage getting stuck in hand, which I'm not wild about. Astrolabe could help us find a Feel No Pain. These strikes aren't doing much. And Calling Bell is quite good. Nowadays. Used to be one of the worst relics, but now it is significantly improved. I actually forget what the old Calling Bell did. It still gave you the curse. Was it an energy relic? No, that would have been good. What the heck did it do? Does anybody in chat remember what Calling Bell used to do? Oh, right, 3 curses, 3 relics. Yes. It'd be like you had a whole Omamori and you still only got... still got a third of the negative effect. Astrolabe could help transform some of these cards into exhaust synergy things like Feel No Pain, which would be really nice. Dark Embrace plus Runic Pyramid is kind of hard. Like we should already have enough card draw that we have like a full hand pretty regularly with the Dark Embrace Corruption combo. So I don't think we need that. It really does help set up feed though. That's pretty helpful. And we do have the Rampage headbutt thing. So I'm really not sure. Calling Bell is super nice though. Yeah, these are all really good. This is a really, really nice pick. You say we're low on relics, but like these are 3 of like the best relics. Like Warp Tongs is insane. Like normally you can't get it because pain is so bad, but like getting that event into a shop is a huge coup in Act 1. And then like Fossilized Helix is absolutely busted. It's given us like 100 health already, and Tori is like can block for like 100 in a single turn against the heart. And like throughout the whole run, it's going to be turning 4s into 1s. Tori is insane. So these relics are nuts. But yes, it's true. We are behind. We only have like 4. So. We also have some tools to get rid of the curse, so curses are not that bad. We'll probably take more cards like that. We'll probably take a True Grit or something at some point. So I think I will take Calling Bell. I'm just afraid of hand size problems with Runic Pyramid. Runic Pyramid is super good and would be good in this situation, but we would run into hand size problems at some point. Astrolabe is Astrolabe and Calling Bell are both like very high variance. I think Calling Bell is even higher variance than Astrolabe. But since we're so able to mitigate the downside of Calling Bell, I think I'll take that. There's the downside. Maulbank, Meat on the Bone, and Captain's Wheel. Okay. Well, that puts us in a really good position. We don't have enough money that we need to go to an early store, so we can let Maulbank proc for quite a while. Meat on the Bone plus Fossilized Helix and Torre is going to let us like cheese our way through a lot of fights. Plus we have Captain's Wheel. So like Captain's Wheel plus Fossilized Helix are going to like basically just block for us in the first couple turns of a fight. Pretty good Calling Bell, I would say. Alright, we're avoiding shops because we got the Maulbank. Which means we can't go here or here, which is actually pretty restrictive. It means we kind of have to go specifically this way. Or we could fight a Mega Elite. So I guess either way we're going here, and then once we get here we can choose. I kind of do feel like we could take a Mega Elite. Alright, let's Burning Pact and see what the rest of the options are. Alright. We are going to be trying to eat this guy if we can. Alright, that removes an artifact charge, I guess. It's not getting any better. We'll just play all the cards. We are losing our barrier. Yes, if you visit a shop and either skip it or open it and don't spend any money, you do get to keep Maulbank. Excuse me. Alright, so we need to block for 22. We're already blocked for 18. Fossilized Helix is no longer a consideration. We can block the next Frail. Panacea is a little bit too late. Actually, he never frails you again, I believe. He just frails you the one time. So Panacea is probably not useful. Unless somehow we apply a debuff to ourselves, which could probably happen, given that we have Magnetism. So probably like Armament's Headbutt Strike. Panacea? Headbutt on the thing. Should we ever play Headbutt on Feed? No, we don't have enough damage for that. So we're headbutting Rampage. Where's it? There it is. Okay. That seems like fun. Maybe not the best thing to do. We're trying to set him up for feed. Especially since we have a feed plus in this fight. And I will just exhaust the transformation. I don't really want to redraw that. There's Torre. Blocking for a bunch. We can put Vulnerable on him. Oh wait, we don't have enough energy to do those two, unless Madness cooperates. I guess we can strike Headbutt and then just Madness and play whichever of those two it hits. I guess I don't mind either one. I guess I'd prefer Bash, but not by much. Okay. He is shields down. We're at the perfect health total. Oh wait, shoot. If we feed, we raise our current and max HP by 4, so we go above half. So we go to 72, our halfway point becomes 36. Oh no. Yeah, and then we go to 38. Yeah, so we go over it. Surely that's not a reason to let him hit us again, because we have feed this turn. Actually, we don't have feed this turn. I thought we did, but this is 21 damage, and he's at 22. Okay, well I guess we're letting him hit us then. We can actually apply weak, which is neat. Let's see. We don't have the headbutt. We've already used that this shuffle. Armaments blocks for 7, so we should probably play that. The forethought upgrade doesn't make it cards from your discard, does it? It's just 2 cards from, or it's any number of cards from your hand. Yeah. We could kill him now. Saves 9 health. How bad do you want that feed? We're not going to. Well, we would rest before this the hypothetical Mega Elite, and we have meat on the bone. I think we want it pretty bad. We have a Gambler's Brew to get back to it. All right, take 9. All right, Corruption helps us draw a bunch of cards, so let's go off. Actually, let's draw this card first, see what it is. Okay. We've got to be a little bit careful. If we proc Letter Opener again, we kill him on accident. Oh, we drew feed with no energy. Oh my god. Okay, I think if we forethought, we can probably play it next turn. Okay, we can't play any more skills. Also, we don't have any more skills. Okay, we can play Impatience. It seems good. Oh wait, no, we'd have to play both attacks and that would kill him. This doesn't exhaust. Oh wait, it does. That's confusing. This blocks for 7, which is nice. Alright, we're getting it next turn, right? So. Alright, all skills exhaust. All skills exhaust. Okay, so let's try and find it. Wow, really? You're gonna be the last card, huh? Alright, fair enough. We're still blocking for almost all the damage, so it's not a big deal. We'll just put him at 2 and let feed finish him off. Alright. I don't know if that was worth it, but... oh right, that's true. Forethought did put it all the way at the bottom. I did not think about that correctly. True Grit, that's going to be a card, right? True Grit's amazing. Dark Embrace and Curse of the Bell, Corruption and stuff, yeah. Get on in there. Alright, this is a terrible fight for Fossilized Helix. We could try and defend it with, or protect it with Gambler's Brew and defend, and maybe find another source of block. And then maybe one of these guys does a big attack first. I don't hate that. We also have a chance of drawing like Rampage or Magnetism, developing a win condition. Okay. Violence seems like the answer. Can we kill anybody with feed now? So it would be like bash, reckless charge, feed. I don't think that's going to be lethal. Violence can get us exactly 2 strikes. Doesn't seem great. But I guess I'd rather draw them now than next turn. Oh, actually, we can knock down the bird here. So let's knock down front bird and let back bird hit the barrier. Thanks, violence. And then maybe if we draw a feed really soon. Oh wait, do we have headbutt still? No. Would have been drawn with violence if we had it. Maybe we can feed on this guy while he's sitting down. It was all just an elaborate ploy to get below half health. Okay, let's go off with armaments and corruption. Okay. We're already blocked out this turn, but getting rid of the Curse of the Bell I think is worth it. What is it? Well, we could add 3 colorless cards to the hand and then upgrade them. They all cost 0. Sounds like fun. We could draw feed, but we can't play it. We draw a Reckless Charge and prevent him from standing up. Okay. So feed is next turn now, probably. So we can probably set up for feeding on this guy if we want to. Except we didn't draw feed. Magnetism generated magnetism. I love it. Actually, we can probably draw feed with Dark Embrace here. Yep. Alright, we can knock him down, which probably ends the fight. Okay. Second Rampage? I think no. One Rampage is quite enough. Where's my Feel No Pain? These aren't Feel No Pain. I thought we made a deal. I pick all the exhaust cards, you give me a Feel No Pain. Slay the Spire is not playing by the rules. Look, I'm not playing Monster Train. You gotta help me out. It's me threatening Slay the Spire. We can't remove the Curse of the Bell, but we can remove a strike. And this does not stop Mob Bank from proccing. So any way we can spend money without losing the Mob Bank is great. And let's just strike. Okay. I don't know if we can defend the barrier this turn, but we can certainly try. Looks like no. Gotta love having Corruption and Dark Embrace in the same hand. I guess I'll play Dark Embrace then. Oh wait, no. Strike Wild Strike kind of needs to be played so that he takes 20 damage. Oh wait, he's already taken 5. No, we need to do 20. We're just setting up meat on the bone again, it's fine. Okay, Rampage straight, True Grit the wound seems good. We can headbutt back the Rampage. Shockwave is our only block available this turn, so I guess we'll play that. He's hurting us. Are they going to get us? I don't know. I don't think so. It could happen. Burning Pact to shuffle. But Bash is more damage. 15 plus 19 plus 10. 15 plus 19 is 34. So we get 44 damage. We can also potentially play Rampage twice this turn if we Burning Pact and happen to draw it again. Which I would like to do. Not quite. Wild Strike is kind of like it though. Alright, should be killing Centurion next turn. He's still going to be vulnerable. Oh, he's not even attacking. Alright, and then we're going to try and feed on Mystic. Good chance to set up Dark Embrace here. Try not to take too much more damage. We can, thinking ahead, and put Feed on the top of the deck, and then play Rampage. Seems good. Oh. Okay. I forgot about Dark Embrace. We can't play Rampage anymore. Or at least not at the moment. Because it would kill her. And it's not feed. Anything that exhausts draws. True Grit exhausts the Cursed Bell. Alright, I'll just set her low so that maybe feed can kill her next turn. We've got the damage. Okay, great. Second copy of True Grit, I don't know about that. Hemokinesis is a no, and so is Cleave. Okay. Alright, so are we taking a Mega Elite here? We do have up to almost 80 health. So we rest at this campsite and get quite a bit. Fossilized Helix is not great against Act 2 elites. It's probably best against Slavers. Blocks for like 12 in that fight or something. I don't think Book of Stabbing can do the big attack on turn 1. Maybe he can. If so, then it's best against Book of Stabbing. If he does that. I think I like this left path better. More fires. It's still 2 elites. Mega elites are dangerous. We're not quite that well set up yet. Plus hallway fights is a chance to feed on people. Okay. Kind of a rough opening. Oh wait, that's just gonna get buffered. Thanks, buffer. Can we kill the Fungi Beast? 8 plus 9 is 17, plus 6 is 23, so no. It would be nice if we could, because then we'd be vulnerable and we would block for even more with the buffer. As it is, I think we're still going to target Fungi Beast, though. Just to get him out of the way. Shockwave Strike kills the Fungi Beast and applies weak that overlaps with the vulnerable, so we don't take too much damage. We are taking damage here, though. Another line we could do is True Grit Defend, and then strike to kill him. We block for 9. He hits us for 18, so we take 9. But he hits us for 12 if we shockwave and strike. But then we get to keep the vulnerable and stuff on him. Yeah, I think I like that. Oh, 13 apparently. Rounding. Just setting up meat on the bone again. We've blocked out this turn already. We could play Armaments Corruption. Or Corruption Armaments, I suppose. We haven't played Dark Embrace yet. Yeah, it seems like this is kind of a turn off, right, when he's not hitting us yet, so let's play Corruption. Try and get there. I'll upgrade Reckless Charge because I'm actually playing it this turn. And that way it gets a plated armor damage. Neat. Headbutt gets a plated armor damage and returns the probably Searing Blow, or Rampage rather. The big scaling attack. And Tori blocks for 3. A little bit too early for feed. He's only hitting us for 2 right now because of the Tori. So we can kind of just play all the other cards. Let's put Rampage in the discard and then shuffle. And extend his vulnerable. These defends only block for 1, and they're a limited resource, so I'll keep them. At least until I get Dark Embrace up. There's Dark Embrace, so we can Dark Embrace True Grit. Seems worth getting that developed. Let's get rid of the strike. Alright, hopefully next time we see feed, we should be ready for it. What we could do is play defend to draw a card, hope that card's headbutt, and then headbutt feed onto the top of the pile. Oh wait, we're out of energy. That's not realistic. Okay. Let's draw 2 cards. There's feed. Okay, so can we do it this turn? We'd probably need Bash, Reckless Charge, Feed. I think that's the most... I think Bash does more than Headbutt Strike here. So Bash, Reckless Charge does 15 plus 8 is 23 plus 16. 23 plus 16 is 39. That seems like it's exact. Oh wait, he's already vulnerable. The vulnerable from Bash is not that important. So probably it's way more damage to do this way. And indeed it is. Okay. Fairy in a Bottle. Makes me feel a lot better about the Mega Elite we just committed to not going to. Second Wind seems amazing. We generate some statuses. It exhausts a bunch of cards. Yes, please. Okay, let's do another hallway fight. We can Armaments up the Dark Embrace and then play it. And also play Wild Strike. Seems okay. The buffer just blocked 1 damage. Great, how useful. Shockwave reduces his damage to 5 times 3, and then Tori further reduces it to 1 times 3. So Shockwave functionally blocks for 21 here, which is pretty good. So let's play Shockwave. Oh, it doesn't reduce it to 6 times 3. I made a mistake. We could Second Wind, which gets rid of True Grit and Corruption for 14 block. Considering he's hitting us for 18, this really blocks for 17. True Grit blocks for 9, but it's really 11. I'm gonna take 7. We probably don't need Corruption in the fight too much. I think I like blocking it all out. Okay, let's Burning Pact away the wound. And we've only got one productive card, or one productive mana to spend, so Magnetism gets played. Dark Shackles does most of the work this turn. Let's go ahead and draw some cards with Second Wind. I would like to spend more than one energy this turn. Max damage is Wild Strike feed. I'm pretty sure that's not enough, but I will Wild Strike and headbutt the Wild Strike. So the next feed works. Maybe headbutt the Second Wind? Yeah, actually let's do that, so we can draw back to feed. Or we have an alternate win condition now. Hand of Greed. Got quite a bit of gold and a Maw Bank. Oh my god, before I got the feed, I should have been waiting in every fight to get Hand of Greed. We should be getting every kill with Hand of Greed if it's not feed because of magnetism. We should have had so much money. Think about the profits. This only exhausts one card, so we'd be taking a bunch of damage here. And I don't want to take a bunch of damage. So let's play this, and this actually does negative damage here? No, it does 1 damage. But 1 damage is kind of exactly enough, so... Oh wait, no. Yeah, it did 0. Well, darn. I guess Second Wind and Defend block for the same amount, and Second Wind increases my chance of drawing either Hand of Greed or Feed later. Armaments blocks for 0, or blocks for 1, I guess. But I can upgrade Hand of Greed, which makes it do more damage and get more gold. We can use Secret Technique to draw a card. I guess I will. Oh, you can't play it if you don't have any skills. That's weird. I just want to have a 0-cost card that exhausts, but it won't let me do it. Alright, fair enough. There's Feed. Okay, great. Well, we've invested a lot of health into getting good feeds off. I think we definitely want a second Headbutt. We're getting a lot of our damage from Rampage. And Headbutt really increases the rate at which that works. It also helps us get feeds. And does 9 damage. I'm probably resting here to reclaim all that health we spent on getting feeds. And make sure we're safe into the next elite. Corruption is really important in this fight, so I think we're going to play Corruption on turn 1. So he's going to try and randomize the cost of all our skills, but they cannot be randomized. They cost 0. I guess this is our barrier. So we'll just go ahead and headbutt a headbutt. Or maybe Burning Pact? Yeah, let's headbutt the Burning Pact so we can get things set up. Okay. We can upgrade Rampage, but it's already upgraded. Burning Pact can take the Curse of the Bell. I like that. Armaments blocks for 5, and that ends up blocking for somewhat more than 5. Blocks for 7. So let's play that and upgrade the Wild Strike, I suppose. With Dark Embrace Corruption to do the stuff. Reckless Charge is just not very good, so I'll play this instead. Defend Plus blocks out already, so let's play that and take 1. Okay, let's True Grit away one of these strikes. Draw a card. Draw 2 cards, I suppose. We're only taking 1, but we could play Defend just to draw a card. I think I will do that. I want to spend that last energy if I can. Okay, alright, fine. We need a lot of block this turn. We can draw whatever we want with Headbutt and Exhaust something. So we could draw Bash or Wild Strike. That prevents us from getting Feed. We have 10 plus 6 is 16 damage, so we're not getting a Feed this turn. So we might as well prevent ourselves from drawing the wrong card. Wild Strike is too expensive. We can Rampage Headbutt. Second Wind doesn't do anything here. Oh, we can't Rampage Headbutt because it's too expensive. Well, we can Rampage Strike Feed. I don't think that's going to be enough damage. Nope. Yeah, I think we're going to hold out for a feed that works. Whatchamacallit? Oh, this is my Magnetism. I thought I had played Magnetism, but I hadn't. Well, everything costs 3 except for Wild Strike, so we only get to play 1 card. I guess it's Headbutt the Feed. We most likely get to play Feed next turn, so let's Headbutt the Feed. Okay. Explosive Potion versus Speed Pot. Power 3 seems great. Especially with the Second Wind. Spot Weakness is good too, kinda. I think it's Power 3. Explosive Potion is good specifically in the Gremlin Leader fight, and is not as good as the other potion in the other fights. So we have to ask ourselves if we're more afraid of Gremlin Leader, or more afraid of the other two. I think I'm most afraid of Slavers, so I'm going to keep the Speed Pot. Also, Speed Pot, we could get Panacea from the Magnetism, which can be really good. Bronze Scales plus Tori is like these. We've got all the Troll the Heart relics. Seems better than Sapphire Key, not by a ton, but enough to pick it. All right, here's Slavers. It's probably the scariest one. Upgrade on Corruption's nice. This is probably the Speed Pot this turn. Speed Pot, triple defend. That unfortunately puts us in the position where we have to exhaust either Reckless Charge or Corruption plus. I think it's going to be Reckless Charge. I think we're going to play the Corruption. Oh, I need to restart the fight so that I can play the Speed Pot. Forgot about it. I said it, but I didn't do it. Okay. Alright, well that's a very early net. That's pretty unfortunate, but I guess we can't stop him. Can we feed on somebody? I don't think so. We'd have to bash feed. We could be okay as long as we get, like, Dark Embrace next turn. But yeah, this is not good. Alright, let's upgrade the bash. And then, I guess the priority is still going to be Red Slaver after we get back from being knitted. Because he could... It's actually not that bad if he nets you on turn 2, because the alternative is he vulnerables you on turn 2. And we do have Captain's Wheel coming up, so... just making sure this isn't lethal, yeah. Okay. Do we keep a feed in this deck? In this fight? I think we do. I think we can expect to get a feed here. We have a fairy in a bottle too, so we should be safe, but... might not be. Okay, there's Power Through. Power Through Shockwave is pretty strong. We might not even need the Power Through with the Shockwave. Let's see. Yeah, they're hitting for exactly 18, and I'm blocking for 18. So I guess I don't want extra wounds. Can't play attacks, which is unfortunate. Lines up perfectly with my Rampage. Right, now we are vulnerable. We have Dark Embrace, so that's nice. We can Headbutt to get feedback and then feed on that guy. Do we just play a defend? We know the next card is feed. So then, like, how does the rest of the turn play out? Yeah, I think we want the second win. We get more block from it. We don't super need Burning Pact, although it is nice. Oh my god, how did I get myself a feed with 0 energy? What was the thinking? Yeah, I played Headbutt and Dark Embrace. Yep, that's 3 energy. Guess I thought it was a 4 energy deck for a second. Pretty big mistake. Alright, let's see what we can draw. Rampage Headbutt's nice. This is going to be our fairy. Alright. We've stabilized now. We lost the fairy, but we're gonna win the fight. Okay. Well, I did call out Slavers as probably being the most dangerous one, and we both did not die and triggered feed, so I'm going to count that as a win. Second feed. A lot of what we're doing is trying to set up feeds in fights. Doesn't necessarily mean a second feed is good, but it also just says exhaust on it, and we have a second win. 1 mana deal 10 damage attack. Battle Trance is pretty attractive too. The downside with Battle Trance is with Dark Embrace, you tend to want to have like big combo turns where you're playing 100 cards, and Battle Trance really turns that off. I think it's probably still a good card. I think it's better than Skip, but the question is not if it's better than Skip. The question if it's better than Feed, because Feed's way better than Skip. I think it's going to be Feed here. I think I'd put a Battle Trance in the deck, but not right now. Alright, time to pay off that max HP again, I think. Take another little nap. Do we want a question mark or an extra hallway fight? So there's more to this decision than just question mark versus hallway fight, because it's also, do we want the fight first or the elite first? And I think actually the elite first consideration is of paramount importance. So currently we have 77 HP. And most of our sustain is coming from like Burning Blood and Meat on the Bone, because the deck is a little bit slow. So if we go to this fight and then like maybe lose health here, this could be like Thwack or like Red Mask Bandits, or even just the Golden Altar event, or whatever it's called. Golden Idol Act 2 bit. We could lose health here and here, and that would put us, that'd be fine kinda. It's fine like directionally, because we have Meat on the Bone to heal us. We can't count on surviving an elite fight at half health. I would rather survive one at 77 and then heal through the hallway fights with Meat on the Bone. Plus we have 2 feeds in the deck, so maybe we can get a bunch of max HP here. I still have no idea how we're beating Champ, but that's not what's happening right now. Rampage Second Wind Strike seems okay. It's not amazing. We are losing a buffer to block 4 damage, but buffer's just not that good in this fight. What can you do? Shockwave, however, is extremely good. Shockwave Tori is amazing. I really wish that the Warped Tongues upgrade would have hit Shockwave, or that we would have drawn armaments, because we really need Weak in this fight. Weak is super good. So we'll play Shockwave, block for, what is it, 18? Block for 18 with that, and then headbutt back the Rampage. Aha! We got the Captain's Wheel to line up with the big attack. Take that. We don't need to play Defend. We're going to play Rampage, so it's kind of like Dark Embrace versus Magnetism here. And I think Dark Embrace is a more core part of the deck. Magnetism is nice, but we need that Dark Embrace. Okay, he's hitting us for 5. Tori blocking for 20. This is the last turn of Shockwave, so we are running out of time a little bit. If we want to save feed, we could like Armaments Wild Strike Strike. However, we have 2 copies of feed, so there's not really any point in saving feed. So let's just play it. This draws us a card, so let's see what that is. It's Power Through. Power Through blocks for 3 here, so I don't think that's worth it. Let's get some damage. Maybe we can feed next turn. His Vulnerable has worn off. But it looks like we can feed this turn. So we got 9 plus 7 is 16, plus 6 is 22, plus 12. Oh wait, I guess that's not lethal, that's 34. Let me count that out again really quick. 9 plus 7 is 16, plus 6 is 22, yep. 34. Oh, he does die to Thorns, yeah. Well, we don't want him to die to Thorns, we want him to die to feed. But I suppose not taking 42 damage is something I should be pretty excited about. So if we do 34 damage to him, he dies to the first proc of Thorns, so we only take 7. And it seems like doing anything else would be pretty foolish. If we hadn't played the other feed, we could headbutt it back right now and we would be able to set up a guaranteed feed for next turn, but that would require us to take 42 damage. So, I think we'll just count our blessings here. Unless there's something sneaky we can do. Yeah, I don't think so. Oh my gosh, we got Tori Tungsten Rod. Look at that. That's those are some good relics. I appreciate that. Disarm is a card. If we're really going for all the Troll the Heart cards, we've got Fossilized Helix for the big attack, Bronze Scales for the little attack, Tori Tungsten Rod for the little attack. We could do Disarm for the little attack too. But we have to get there first, and Disarm doesn't exactly help us get there, but it doesn't not help either. It's quite a good card. It says Exhaust on it. It's okay against Champ. It's not like top tier, but it does work. He has a multi-attack. Yeah, Disarm is also very helpful for like putting hallway fights under the five attack threshold. So we'll go for that. All right, here's a chance to feed on 2 people. Let's Burning Pact and see if we can draw some better cards. Searing Blow, or not? It's not Searing Blow. It's Rampage. Rampage and Searing Blow decks play a lot like each other, so I get confused. Okay. I think we're just headbutting Reckless Charge, or Burning Pact rather. Hey Kieran, how's it going? Are we up taking back Burning Pact? No, let's take back Reckless Charge. That way maybe we can get a feed on Cultist next turn. Maybe. Either Disarm or True Grit blocks out here. Both of them are skills and earn us a Hex. And as we have yet to find either Evolve or Feel No Pain, those Hexes are actually pretty painful. We do have the big block coming in next turn. Captain's Wheel. We probably want a True Grit so that we're actually blocking the damage completely and keeping our buffer rather than Disarm. Which I think means we're True Gritting away the Disarm? No, that has to be wrong. Let's True Grit away the Reckless Charge. We'll have enough dazes in this fight. And then let's Disarm Chosen. She's going to be around for longer. She has a multi-attack. Yeah, we haven't played Dark Embrace yet. Second Wind blocks for a lot. We can Headbutt the feed and then Dark Embrace Second Wind to draw 2 cards and block for 10. They are hitting for 14 plus 11 is 25, so if I block for 10, we're blocking out and protecting the buffer again. But we don't have enough damage for feed, so I guess we'd go for the Searing Blow Imposter. Oh wait, we don't know that yet. So I guess we just go for a feed, a headbutt or something. Maybe we just don't headbutt anything, and then maybe we draw something better. Like the Rampage. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Okay, that didn't happen either. So I guess we just headbutt the other headbutt. Maybe Second Wind? Nah. Okay, looks like we're proccing feed here. And I think we're going to get our barrier blown up as well. We could theoretically block the Chosen's damage with armaments on defend and then defend. But that means that we're not killing Cultist because we're weak, so feed doesn't do it. So I think we're killing Cultist first, so that at the very least the buffer is hitting the right target. There's no point in blocking, although Armaments does get an upgrade, so I guess I'll just headbutt again. Shockwave True Grit is our max block here. Shockwave reduces his damage from 10 times 2 to 7 times 2. True Grit blocks for 9, so that functionally blocks for 13. We take 1. Seems fine. I would like to lose the daze at the end of the turn, so that it gives me a card in hand for next turn. So I'll exhaust and defend right now. Alright, my illusions of a perfect chosen cultist with 2 feeds go out the window, because we're finally taking damage. But we do have a 10-card hand for next turn. Is this lethal? This does 24. This does 15. 24 plus 15 is 39. Doesn't seem close. Yeah, Feel No Pain is really really missing out here. This would be a really fun time for Feel No Pain to come hang out. Okay. Looks like we're going to be waiting for another cycle to get our feed off. I guess it's going to be power through. We'll burning back away one of the wounds. Get some unnecessary strike damage. Second wind blocks for 5, 10, 15. So we only take... Oh, we take 0 because of Tungsten Rod. It sounds pretty good. Oh, we got feed. Great. Alright. We got the double feed. That second feed wasn't upgraded, but whatever. We don't have an upgraded feed, we just sometimes got one. Intimidate seems good. We've got Dark Embrace. Second Burning Pact is also okay. Yeah, the best part of Shockwave has been the weak. Getting people below 5 attack is kind of where we want to be with Torii Tungsten Rod. So Intimidate, I think, is in the deck. Alright, another chance for 2 feeds. Let's Shockwave and see how much damage is coming in. Okay, so the first attack is getting buffered, so if we disarm the Mystic, then we take 0 from her. Okay, but now we need to do some damage. Alright, we have a chance to develop Magnetism, which we haven't done much this run. Let's Burning Pact the Ascender's Bane. See if we can draw a Dark Embrace. Both of the feeds are going to have to hit lethals here in this fight. We can Armaments Dark Embrace and then play something else. We definitely want him vulnerable before we attack him. We can Bash, Strike, Impatience. And we're going to draw Corruption and be unable to play it. I think we just want to cycle back to more attacks, so we will play Impatience. Take a bunch of damage, set up Meat on the Bone. Okay. Get a feed off on Centurion. That's nice. And set up some damage on Mystic. I'm gonna avoid Wild Strike since the wound lasts a little bit longer. Corruption Defend blocks out, develops the Corruption, and draws a card. Yeah, it is any number of cards. I guess I can lose Foresight and then choose 0 cards to draw one. And I can trigger it a wound, which I don't feel too bad about. Draw 2. That at least does something. Sure, play it. Let's see. So second wind would draw 5 cards. We have 2 energy to spend on them. And then we could like headbutt back the feed. Yeah, we don't need that much block. It does feel pretty wasteful, but this fight's almost over. Okay, there's our second feed. Bloodletting plus, Entrench, or Wild Strike. If we had an Evolve, I think I could take a Wild Strike. We've already got the one Wild Strike and the, I always forget the name of the other one. The better Wild Strike, Reckless Charge. So I think we're good on that. I don't see us using Entrench super productively. Bloodletting is interesting. But I think it's a no. How are we beating Champ? I guess we're just playing Rampage a bunch. If we have more health, then we can last for longer. If we smith, we could smith Rampage and make it stack better. I think I like the health argument. We have certainly made a lot of use out of those feeds. We got a lot of max HP and then we rested it many times. Do we do a turn 1 immediately corruption? I don't think we do. I think we just play the 3 attacks and let him eat the buffer. The thinner we get the deck, the faster Rampage scales. The flip side of that is the thinner we get the deck, the less able to block we are. So yeah, I'm not crazy about that, that little balance. So let's skip corruption for now. Okay, Dark Embrace is pretty important. Rampage is the whole point of being here. So let's do those 2 things. We don't need any block this turn, but we can bring it back in the Sunderswain. And then headbutt back, disarm maybe? Oh no, Rampage. We need to stack that Rampage. And speaking of which, we could Intimidate to draw a card right now. And then Rampage again. I guess I'm not in that much of a rush. I can Rampage next turn, because I might have a headbutt with it next turn. I don't really have anything else I want to do with the energy, though. Strike doesn't do anything. Yeah, okay. We get armaments on our Shockwave. Seems good. Then are we playing the Shockwave? Maybe we Swift Pot to go get the Headbutt. It seems like drawing Headbutt this turn is way better than drawing Headbutt next turn. If we draw Headbutt next turn, we can Headbutt the card that's not Searing Blow, but I keep calling Searing Blow, which is Rampage. We can go and get the Rampage and play it again, but It misses a shuffle, which is like an opportunity for it to go back in the deck. I guess it being in the bottom of the deck is actually pretty good, because then the other headbutt can go get it and play it. But I kind of want it now, so let's get it now. We did not get it now. Well, darn. Let's Armaments Bash, and then play Bash. There's the now probably useless headbutt. We have Dark Embrace, so we could True Grit away a Strike and draw 2 cards. Have a decent shot at getting Rampage. Okay, we didn't get it. So I think we're just going to play Magnetism, get that developed, and headbutt back to True Grit. Ooh, Armaments is upgraded. That's exciting. So we can upgrade everything else in the hand. Let's do that. And I guess see what this is. Man, I need a Feel No Pain. This does 0 damage and puts a Daze in my deck, so no thank you. And take 7. Or 6, I suppose. Is it time for Corruption yet? I think that it is. Violence probably gets us a headbutt that we can use to get back. Oh my god, Rampage. I'm so bad at card names, it's insane. It's like I literally do this like several hours a day and I still don't know the names of the cards. Okay, so let's play this first. There's a feed. Okay, so Power Through finishes blocking out for us if we want. I think actually we're going to save Violence. Because right now, if we Violence and play Headbutt, then we Headbutt back the Rampage, and all it does is skip a shuffle for Rampage. I mean, it puts it at the front of a shovel, which is something. I guess that's good enough. I will do it. Oh no, I've messed up. So now I can't play Power Through, because if I play Power Through it exhausts, and then I draw a card, and then I don't get to play Rampage. And Rampage is the whole point of doing all this stuff. So I guess I have to end turn now and take 9. Or 8, I always forget about it. Tungsten Rod if it's not reducing the damage to 0 total. That seems really sweet. Magnetism and Corruption is a really good combo, because like not only does Magnetism generate a bunch of cards that now cost 0, but it also like keeps giving you ammunition, so you never like totally run dry, which is a big concern for Corruption decks. These are not what I was imagining, but okay. Right, well we have Rampage Headbutt, so let's do that. And we could play Feed to exhaust it to draw Rampage, but that's bad, so let's not do that. We don't have any energy. So I'll play the 2 things that don't exhaust. Panache, huh? We can upgrade Panache to doing 14 damage. Oh wait, we're not triggering Panache now, no matter what we do. Okay. So this just upgrades Panache and Strike? Whatever, that's fine. Alright, that Rampage is getting up there. We kind of want to get rid of Limit Break, because we have no ability to get Strength. I don't think there's any colorless cards that give it to us either. Which is sad. We can headbutt back the Rampage again. And then we could second wind, exhaust this daze. We're exhausting our second wind too when we do that to draw it. But if we do that, we're splitting champ right now, and I guess I would rather wait for next turn to split champ. Yeah, we get a better split if we strike him first. Alright, let's see what this does. Clothesline's pretty nice. Zero cost clothesline. How is there another magnetism? Magnetism's such a weird card. There is no headbutt here. So we're always playing this, which does not split him. He splits at 220, so we have 22 health to go if we want to not split him. Let's weaken him and see if we can block out. Looks like probably no. Actually, if we get to Shrug It Off, I think we can. And we can get to Shrug It Off, so let's do that. Okay, great. Oh, now we're splitting him. So let's try and go off and do as much damage as we can. There's Rampage. Okay, let's bash Rampage. Feed draws a card and does basically the same damage as Strike. We do get another Panache proc. I think we just need max damage, and we need to get rid of cards that aren't Rampage. Do we ever power through Burning Pact just to draw more cards? No, we want to save our headbutts for hitting Rampage. Alright, here we go. We've got a headbutt, so we can headbutt and then exhaust something. He's gonna purge his debuff, so Clothesline isn't really doing anything. One of these two cards is a headbutt, so we can, I guess second wind draws it, because we exhaust two cards. Okay. So then we Rampage and headbutt. And kill him. Cool. Okay. First Dane's scared. Pshaw. Let's see. Juggernaut would be amazing if we had Feel No Pain, but we don't have Feel No Pain. Offering is nice for setting stuff up. And we have a lot of setup to do. With all the corruptions and dark embraces and stuff. I don't see any reason to pick Bludgeon. I think Bludgeon's probably worse than Skip. Yeah, and Juggernaut is too speculative. It's building around a card that we don't have. It's building around Feel No Pain. So let's not do that. Let's pick Offering. Cursed Key, Tiny House, or Black Star. Tiny House gives us 5 max HP, which is obviously really important. And 50 gold, which is obviously really important. Just does a ton of stuff we are already really good at, and nothing else that we're not good at. Oh my god, that emoji is literally a tiny house. Emojis are, by their nature, small. Otherwise, they would just be emotions. Emoji is the diminutive for emotion. Pretty sure that's how that works. It's probably Curse Key, right? It's felt really awkward to be a 3 energy deck, and I would like to not do that anymore. Curse Key is one of the best ways to not be a 3 energy deck. Okay. We do have to fight at least one Mega Elite in Act, or at least one Elite, the Mega Elite in Act 3. So Black Star is guaranteed to get some value, but that's always true about Black Star. Donu Deka is our first boss. We have to go this way. Unfortunately, there's no shop early, so we're going to keep stacking up that mob bank for it looks like all of Act 3. I guess we're going to have a really cool Act 4 shop if we get there. Maybe one of these question marks is a shop. Alright. We can play lots of cards. This fight's really fast, so getting corruption on turn 1 seems fine. We could Armaments the Offering to draw more cards. Draws 5, right? Yes, it does. Yeah, I think I like Armaments the Offering. We just ate our own buffer, like you do. Okay, I think these are all getting played. And then it's like defend to reduce the damage to 0, or we could second win if we don't want to see these cards again. Or we could actually feed. If we feed, we do 15 damage and take 6. But we set him up to die to the next feed. A little bit better. Yeah, next feed might be next turn, so let's set up for it. Five damage, obviously, because of the tungsten ramp. If we hadn't played the feed, we could headbutt it back now, but we can't do that because we played it. So I guess we'll take a Rampage. Darn it. I think we're skipping feed here. Oh wait, we have 18 blocks, so we can block out this turn. So let's set it up so that we have guaranteed lethal for next turn. And then hope that we get feed anyway. Nope. Yeah, I'm not taking 30 to look for a feed. Not when I'm already at 108, so we'll just kill him. I did say Battle Trance was better than Skip earlier. Is that still true? With Body Slam and Anger are both worse than Skip, I believe. I think Battle Trance is better than Skip. We need a lot of draw to that Dark Embrace. The Dark Embrace is really important to get going, and Battle Trance helps us get there a little bit. Darklings. You can only feed on one of these, even though we have 2 copies of feed. I guess we punch one of the outside ones, disarm the other one. They both have 53 health, so there's no reason to have a preference. Alright, here's the aforementioned Dark Embrace, although it doesn't do much right now, and we're taking a ton of damage. The 11 gets buffered, and then we take 23 minus 2 is 21. Yikes. Alright, well I guess I'll get the Dark Embrace developed. Defend doesn't do anything, so I'll skip that. Play the attacks. You know, I wasn't thinking about this, and in fact I said there was no reason to have a preference when I chose which Darkling to attack and which Darkling to debuff, but in fact I did it the correct way, because if you debuff the front one, then he does less damage, but the front one is way more likely to do damage to the barrier than the back one. So debuffing the back one led me losing 2 less health. Okay, so we could headbutt something and then offering and go draw it, which is fun. Generally, we want to do that with Rampage, and Rampage isn't here yet. And we can also draw with Intimidate, so let's draw with Offering first. Nothing. Power Through seems like an overcommitment to this turn. We were already blocked out, so don't need to do that. Same with Second Wind. I guess I'll take a Reckless Charge back. And I'll just kill the front guy with the Reckless Charge. Yeah, I don't want to lose the Power Through to Second Wind, so I won't play it. Okay, they're attacking for 15. We don't have any block. With Shockwave, I suppose, is block. Kinda. So let's play Shockwave and then Headbutt something. Magnetism versus Strike. I think I like Strike. We need to make sure we're getting this Darkling down soon, because he's about to come back, so we're in danger of having these guys run circles around us. Okay, so we have Dark Embrace up, so Battle Trance is a little scary. Anything that exhausts won't draw if we Battle Trance first. Battle Trance finally gets us to Rampage, which I guess we will upgrade with Armaments. Thanks. And then I think we're going to Reckless Charge feed. I believe this is our second feed, so we're not getting a feed proc this fight, unless it is actually possible. So we could get a randomly generated Metamorphosis, and that Metamorphosis could create an Exhume, and then the Exhume could get a feed. But I don't see any less convoluted way of getting there, and that's quite convoluted. So yeah, that's my wife. She's great. She just got me breakfast. And this delicious little fried chicken Sammy. I guess this is lunch because it's fried chicken. If we Burning Pact, we could draw back to Rampage sooner, but if we draw Rampage now, we can't play it, which I guess means we're not doing it now. Okay. Rampage Strike does 22, a little bit off from killing this guy. Does a little bit more damage to the center guy because he is vulnerable. He's also got 6 strength, so he's probably about as threatening as the outside guys now. We're probably going to power through this turn. But let's Battle Trance first. I see. Now we could True Grit instead of Power Through. Which is a little bit better. Okay, so now we're blocked out and we can Rampage, Headbutt, Magnetism, which is fun. Okay. This guy loves to multi-attack. He multi-attacked last time, woke up, immediately multi-attacked. What a champ. We have another Rampage Headbutt. We could use it to knock him down. And then we block for 8. That blocks him out. Seems okay. And I guess we upgrade something? Sure. They have multi-attacks. That could matter. There's the Chrysalis. We could get it. We could get the Exhume. It's totally possible. Actually, we're probably just exhausting the Chrysalis to Second Wind to block here. This kills him. Oh, I guess we're just ending the fight? No, we can't end the fight. Oh wait, we can. Yeah. All the feeds are gone. We could Chrysalis and see if it gets a whatchamacallit, an Exhume. Actually, are we in the range where we can get to a higher health by taking damage here? So our halfway point is 54. 54 plus 12 is 66. So no, we're slightly above it. So we have more health if we don't take damage. The normal way things are. I just don't want to be trapped in this fight waiting for a Chrysalis to generate an Exhume, even though technically we can get a small amount of max HP out of that for very low risk. I'm just not going to do it. It takes too long. Okay, another power through seems great. What's the limit for how many power throughs we would take? Shrug It Off is also quite good. I think it's not quite as good as power through though. That's a very expensive red mask. No thank you. Hopefully this is a secret shop. That would be great. Nope. Wow, Tough Falling event. These are all some really good cards. Headbutt's a core part of our damage. Headbutt Rampage is how we're scaling. Dark Embrace is like a core part of the engine. Makes us draw a bunch of cards. And we just added Power Through to the deck, so it feels really stupid to just lose it immediately. But it is our second copy of Power Through, so it's not part of the core like these are. So I guess I'll lose the Power Through. Fine. We can upgrade everything in hand, which is sweet. I mean, I'm just doing this because it's awesome. Take that, stupid shapes. Blocking for 50 this turn. Rampage Headbutts here to save the day. Both of the repulsors are attacking. Repulsors only attack like 10% of the time, but we got two of them attacking on the same turn. Rude. One of them's taking the buffer, so the defense don't do anything, so we should disarm this back one and kill the exploder. We have 20 damage, so we can't kill the repulsors. Yeah. We'll attack the one who doesn't have strength down. Corruption plus. I guess I'll develop Corruption. Actually, are we afraid of Corruption? Spiker plus Corruption is a little bit scary. Yeah, I think we're going to lean away from Corruption in this fight. I'm going to do the rest of the fight without talking so that I can eat my sandwich. I'm getting hungry. It's probably important enough to talk about. Do we take any of these? If it's a trigger plus, I think we'd take it. I think as is, we probably don't take any of them. I don't know if I'm going to eat through the Act 3 Mega Elite fight. I think that's a little bit too important, so I'm going to put my sandwich away for a second. I probably need to rest here to pay off the health, make sure we survive the Mega Elite. Alright, it is Strength Giant Head. Strength Giant Head is pretty gentle for an Act 3 Mega Elite. Giant Head already does, like, just one big attack. He doesn't ever multi-attack or anything, so strength doesn't help him that much. Giant Head is also really convenient because we are doing Corruption, Dark Embrace shenanigans, where we draw lots of cards and do lots of things and finish up with a crazy rampage. So we should be in pretty good shape in this fight. I think I'll power through and trigger it just to spin my wheels a little bit. Those slow triggers. And then play the other two cards to pay it off. I'll play Corruption, I'll hold the other two. Those are Dark Embrace fuel for later. Battle Trance Burning Pact is a pretty unfortunate I think we headbutt back the Rampage, but we should play other things first. So let's get slow procs with this and that. And then draw cards. Oops, I drew cards before getting the Rampage back, so I guess Rampage is going to be next turn. Not a huge deal. Okay, I'll save the rest of the Dark Embrace fuel for if we ever find Dark Embrace. That would be neat. Okay, let's play all the cards here. We're going to block the 42 with the buffer, but that doesn't put us in a super comfortable position. Okay, finally there's Dark Embrace. Okay. Offering is right on time because we just lost the buffer. Good job, Offering. But unfortunately we have no block. I guess we have Intimidate, which is pretty good. Magnetism helps us play some silly cards and get slow triggers. And then Vulnerable makes our Rampage hit harder. 50 damage is good, but it's not where we need to be. Alright, we need to draw the Rampage so that we can headbutt it. Luckily for us, we've got lots of card draw. Master Strategy first to get a slow proc for the strikes and stuff. There you have it, the loudest cat in the world. I would like to play Power Through, but I would also like to exhaust both of the blocks that come out of it. So I need to make one hand room first. So let's play the... Actually, I don't know if we're ever playing the Strike. We want to play the Bash, or we probably want to play like Wild Strike, Headbutt, and Rampage this turn. Maybe Rampage more than once if we're particularly ambitious. So let's not commit to spending energy yet. Okay, and then we can draw a bunch of cards. Wow, that doesn't even block out. He hits for a lot. Okay, finally there's Rampage Headbutt. We still want to put a little bit more razzle-dazzle on him. Some more slow triggers. Okay, so we're definitely going to play Rampage twice this turn. So we got to play Rampage, Headbutt, Rampage for 3 of the energy. And then what's happening with the rest of the energy? Are we so bold to think as we could eat the giant head? So we're doing 81 with this first one, and then it'll do 8 more. The 8 more is approximately a fifth of its damage increased. So it'd get go from 81 to 96 approximately. So 81 plus 96 is like 170-ish. 170, it's not really close to killing him. This does 30, this does 22, so that's another 50. So we're off by maybe 50 damage here. But we do have some more slow procs we could get. And if we get Shockwave, that's more slow procs. There's Shockwave. Okay, so now this is doing 91. I still don't think we're getting there. Wild Strike does more damage than Feed, so we might want to just do that instead. Actually, no, we're blocked out this turn, so we don't really care if it's lethal. So if we don't have feed, we'll just play something else, and then hope we get feed next turn. But I am still going to play it last, just because I'm not super confident about the math. $132 plus 39. Yeah, not quite enough. We're off by like 15 or something. We have no skills left, so we can't get more slow procs. It might be lethal if we did like Wild Strike first and then Rampage, but we don't need lethal right now. Yeah, it's up by 18. So we could put him to 1, then he dies to damage return. Does this put him low enough that we're sure we'll be able to kill him next turn? Puts him to 28, then he takes damage return, goes to 25. Yeah, it should be fine. Should be able to do 25 pretty easily. We got feedback. Okay, great. We ate the giant head. It's another feed. The art literally reminded me that I was hungry. So like, saw the art, reached for the sandwich. Take another headbutt. Headbutt is pretty important. Once we play all the skills, though, we're down to like a 10-card deck-ish. So maybe 3 headbutts is overkill. Maybe not, though. Yeah, I think I'll take a 3rd headbutt. Alright, this is a hallway fight. It shouldn't be too hard, so I think we're gonna go back to sandwich time. Ooh, I do have camera for a second because that last bite was a big, slobbery, juicy, delicious mess. Okay. Power through Second Wind, generates a bunch of block, draws a bunch of cards. Should be good enough to get through this. Headbutt Feed draws a card. I guess we played Reckless Charge twice is probably what we do here. Okay, we got through it. Let's switch the feed art back, now that we're no longer eating a sandwich. Seems pretty important. Go back to eating a leg of, is it Jawworm? I feel like that's like Jawworm's elbow. Sentinel could be pretty good. We don't have a ton of energy problems, but it would be nice to get a little bit of a bump occasionally. It is kind of adding a defend to the deck, though, which is unexciting. Yeah, I think we'll skip it. Alright, we do have Curse Key, but we don't have a choice here. We have to open this, even though it's a small chest. Because we need that Sapphire Key. Ooh, ouch. Tiger Prep is good, too. Sucks to skip it. I think we're going to skip this Elite. We could lose some health, and this question mark might remove the Curse. Which would be helpful. Might also be like Mind Bloom or something. We don't have Pantograph, so Mind Bloom's not like amazing, but it's good. It is Mind Bloom. Okay. It's crazy how Mind Bloom is an event, but it's like way better than an Elite in like all possible ways. It's like an Elite, but then sometimes, but it always gets you a rare relic instead of just a regular relic, and like, it's an easy Elite because it's an Act 1 boss. Mind Bloom is so good. And there's like lots of other options too. No longer being able to heal would be pretty lame, although we would get tons of upgrades that would be really good. So let's fight the Act 1 boss. We don't need this curse. It would heal us for 50 though, so. Neat. This was our original Act 1 boss. Let's kill him the same way as we killed him the first time. Rampage. Burning Pact helps us draw Rampage. It's more important than Strike. We also still have the fossilized Helix, so there's a very limited ability for Slime Boss to win this fight. We're not going to need Corruption to win. Let's get rid of Bash. Hopefully we should be able to get 2 feeds in this fight. Okay, this doesn't split him, which is perfect. Blocking doesn't do anything. Might as well save Intimidate as Dark Embrace ammo. I believe this doesn't split him, right? Because he commits to his attack before he takes the damage return. Let's see. We could Dark Embrace Disarm to draw a card. Feed also draws a card, but, you know, very expensive card. I think it's Dark Embrace Offering. Try to kill Acid Slime this turn. Shockwave, Wild Strike, Headbutt should split him, right? Yeah. We're very close to our little split point. We're currently splitting at, what, like 62? So if we take 7 damage, we heal for a lot more in the fight. So if we block for 3, he hits us for 10, he hits us for 6. That's more than we would like to take. If we use the Blessing of the Forge, this upgrades and blocks for 5, I believe. And he hits us for 8, and he still hits us for 6. 13. Reckless Charge, what does that upgrade do? 10 damage? So we still can't split, or kill the Acid Slime. It would do 15 to Spike Slime, but that doesn't split him either. We could use both potions to take 2 damage and 2 plated armor damage. Which would put us to 67. Seems like a lot of resources to commit to one fight, but these are both like not great potions. So I'm not too bothered by it. Oh, we did take 6 from him. Okay, so now we're, oh no, we're still above the split point. We need to take 2 more damage. Let's accomplish feed number 1. And I guess we'll upgrade these 2 and play them both. I want to get rid of the slime, but I don't want to get rid of anything else, so I have to play one. Let's trigger a slime. I guess Burning Cycle Strike. We'll finish one of them off with that. And we'll just toy with this one. Eventually we're going to eat him, and we also want him to do a small amount of damage to us. So if we defend and disarm, he hits us for 5, which turns into 1. Which seems like what we want. Oh shoot, I forgot about my plated armor. I guess it turns into 0 because of Tungsten Rod. This is going to be more difficult than I thought. Okay, so if we just let him hit us for... Nope, right now he hits us for 0 because we get 3 armor. He hits us for 8. He's never going to hit us again. The most he can hit for is 10. We have a perfect block for 10 for the rest of existence. So there's no way for us to get to half health, so we have to just eat him. Darn. Pocket Watch is an interesting dimension to add to this deck, so is Reaper. We don't have any strength scaling, but we do rely a lot on healing from whatchamacallit, Meat on the Bone and Burning Blood. Reaper helps you stay at that precise health total where that's optimal. I think we're probably going to skip it though. With no strength scaling, Reaper's not that impressive. Same for the other two. Sword Boomerang also depends on strength scaling, and I don't know if we need Thunderclap. We are against Donu Deka, so Thunderclap helps remove artifact charges. But the only thing that we need to get through is Intimidate and Disarm, which aren't that important. I guess Shockwave too. I don't think it's worth it. Skip it. Alright, another friend. I'm not afraid of corruptioning on turn 1 here. So let's do that. No point to intimidate them. Probably should have played Headbutt before the strike. I didn't really want the strike back. I didn't think about it. Okay. One of these is breaking the barrier. I should have played... You know, I'm gonna go back. I forgot about Pocket Watch. Pocket Watch is such a run-changing card, and it's really easy to forget about. Okay, so we're gonna play Corruption, Disarm, Headbutt. 3 cards a turn until we get the combo online. Okay. We could play Magnetism, Armaments on Second Wind. It exhausts 2 cards, blocks for 14. Doesn't seem like it's enough. We could skip Magnetism, and Armaments for that matter. So Second Wind blocks for 20 if we give it 4 cards in current form, and 21 if we Armaments it. So Armaments seems like a good idea. If we block for 21, as long as we block for 12 or more, we're blocking the Constricted, and then he can take the buffer. It seems worth it to get Magnetism down. Okay, we played our 3 cards. I don't think we're super enthusiastic about headbutting any of these. Same with the other attacks. Let's just wait and draw one. Okay, we're blocking for 18, he's hitting for 28, so we're gonna block for 10 more, ideally. Madness can only currently hit Strike and Feed, which is interesting, but not really useful. Let's draw some cards. Wait, we've got too many cards in hand for this. 3, 6, 9. Oh, actually, we're perfect. So the net card draw from Burning Pact is 1, because you lose 1 card. So that's fine. Okay, Shockwave blocks. Now he's hitting for 24, still blocking for 18, so True Grit would get us there. Yeah, let's go ahead and True Grit the Parasite. And then I guess Offering. There's the Rampage. Okay. We're almost out of Headbutts, though. We've only got 1 left. I've already played more than 3 cards this turn. Might as well get Dark Embrace down. We could play Battle Trance and try to get Headbutt. We did just play Dark Embrace, so maybe we should play something else. Let's play Madness. And defend. And then we can play Battle Trance. We aren't guaranteed to get it, but it's a 75% chance. We didn't get it. Last card in the next Headbutt. Okay. We can do whatever we want for the last 2 energy. We'll leave the feeds in the deck, just in case we can feed on him. Panache is fun. Let's play Panache and then Intimidate to draw a card. All attacks. Neat. Max damage here is probably Bash, Reckless Charge, Headbutt, Feed. Or actually, skip the Bash. 2 strikes is better than Bash. So all these and then Reckless Charge. So it's a 13 plus 9 is 22, plus 15 is 37, plus another 9 is 46, plus 10 is 56. Not even close. Don't know why I counted that. Well, let's just do a bunch of damage. Oh wait, that was our Pocket Watch, huh? If we play 3 more cards, we trigger Panache. We can't believe we have Panache and Pocket Watch at the same time right now. Yeah, none of these are doing enough that I feel like I have to play them. So I'm gonna draw 3 extra cards. Alright, here's the rampages and headbutts and stuff. We could thinking ahead and put feed on top, although then we would draw it from Dark Embrace. Thinking ahead doesn't work. We could block a little bit. Haha, we got feed. Excellent. And he got the upgrade. Alright, well that took quite a bit of health. Disarm is not great against Donudeka. Also having 900 gold is not great. We got that mobbing from the Calling Bell at the end of Act 1 and we haven't gone to a shop since then. I think we're skipping all these. Disarm is good, but I don't know about a second one. Although it's so good against the Heart and Spire Spear. Even Donudeka, like it does hit them. They do multi-attack. Alright, I'll take Disarm. Suck myself into it. Healing for 41. Are there any upgrades we need? Dark Embrace, I would really like an upgrade on. I think we're going to recall right now. We're above half health, which is about as much as we can hope for. We need to recall at some point. Alright, we got 3 tasty snacks. Trying to get us to 150 health. We could break our own barrier with Offering. Seems unwise. Let's disarm this guy, because he's eating the buffer. And then I guess bash headbutt on this guy. Let's Intimidate. We're probably going to Shockwave too, but Intimidate will tell us how much damage. We block 22. Alright, let's Battle Trance. Oh, we might want to Headbutt before Battle Trance. Now that we have no barrier, I think we Headbutt the Offering. But then we can't draw Offering with Battle Trance, that's stupid. Okay, so we're going to Battle Trance and then Headbutt. Okay, there's Corruption. Corruption into Shockwave seems pretty good. And we can play a bunch of defense and stuff. They're all vulnerable. I was going to hit the vulnerable guy, but they're all vulnerable. He does have more strength. We're going to headbutt back the Offering. We're not triggering Pocket Watch next turn, so we'll need to draw. 12 or 11. Alright, we're down below half. Let's draw some cards. Still no Dark Embrace. Let's keep looking. Disappointing. We can probably kill the back one and disarm the front one again. Or we don't even need to disarm the front one, he's already blocked out. 13, yeah, we can definitely kill him. Okay. I guess Headbutt it back a Headbutt. Get that Jawworm back to 0 strength somehow. Headbutting a headbutt. Again. Looks like we can feed on this guy. Yeah, we can. Great. Alright, so that's the scary one down. This guy's not hitting us, so we don't need to spend resources on it. Especially since we're pocket watched. Alright, can we get a feed this turn? Looks like. Okay. Another successful double feed fight. Backup second wind. Seems okay. It's not super exciting. I need more card draw to get to Dark Embrace. Second Wind is one of the best cards in the deck though currently, so let's not kid ourselves. Take a curse. I don't think I want that. Still dealing with the last one. It is a gigantic deck though. Turning it into a 36 card deck with a curse is not a huge deal, unless that curse is normality, in which case we lose. I don't know, sentences that end with and then we lose are pretty scary. But relics are cool too. I'm just not sure if we're winning. Like the Rampage thing, it is technically scaling, but it's like so slow compared to the normal like demon form heavy blade thing. Or like limit break or whatever. What could we get that would speed us up? Vajra? Yeah, I don't think we should open this. The risk of dying exists, and the benefits are not amazing. We could get like the intangible thing or something, but we've only got one more shop left, so we can only remove one curse. I don't really want to take a curse and then take it to two bosses. Okay, I think we're resting here. Get to full health. How about that? Alright, let's battle transfer first. See if we can draw Dark Embrace. No. So we can't really Offering right now because we just got the no draw effect, and we would eat our own buffer, so that's probably bad. I guess we can block for 24. So let's do that. And we've already blown Pocket Watch, so let's strike. Corruption is very nice. I don't mind Corruption, sure. Go ahead and take off an Artifact Charge. Wild Strike and Feed don't do much, and I'd rather draw 3 cards next turn. Here's the buffer. Okay, we got Dark Embrace, so we should be okay. Let's play Magnetism too. I think we're gonna hold Disarm until it actually gets through Artifact Charges, so we need to like wait until Shockwave or something. And I'll take 2 damage instead of using a defend. There's Shockwave. Okay, and there's Rampage. So Shockwave's always happening. Hey, and Disarm. Wow, it lined right up. Probably want to disarm on Deka. We generally go for Donu first. So Deca's going to stay alive longer. Let's get the rampage going. Doesn't matter what we put on top, so we can get back in a second. I always get this wrong. I was supposed to second wind there to get some block, but I didn't do it, so now I'm taking a bunch of damage. Because I can't do it now, because now there's a rampage on top. Alright, we need to play Rampage to get it into the discard pile, and then Armaments to shuffle, and then Violence to draw back to Rampage, ideally. Actually, maybe it's not a crazy idea to have Rampage skip a shuffle here, and shuffle with Rampage in hand, and then we can play Rampage and Violence to go get headbutts, so that we can start headbutting Rampage right away. That is not crazy. But skipping a shuffle is kind of bad, though. But now that we have so many headbutts, I think maybe keeping it in the bottom of the deck is more important than shuffling it every time. We've got 1, 2, 3 headbutts. Yeah, that's not like so many. I think I'd rather keep it in the shuffle. Yeah, and we drew it from the Violence, so keeping it in the shuffle was a pretty good idea. If we battle trance, we could draw some defensive cards. We are taking a bunch of damage right now. Even just a disarm would be pretty huge. Plus we can get rid of the battle trance, so that's something. Yeah, second wind blocks for a ton here. It does get rid of offering. But we need the block. I don't mind it. This might be one of those eat Donu situations. We kept both of the feeds so far. Looks like we need power through now. Second wind gets rid of some wounds. It also loses defense, though. I think I'll just have the defense block, or one of the defense. These defense are resources, so we can't just use them all up because we have corruption running. We have magnetism too, so we get some resources back, but not even close to as fast as they get spent. Alright, Rampage for 72 is a little bit too much. That means we can't eat him. Let's see if there's another way. Yeah, I don't see another way. Okay. And I guess we transmutation for 2. Oh. Oh crap, I exhausted a card. I forgot about that. Mind Blast is hitting for 2. Might as well get him vulnerable. I don't really want to draw cards if I can't use them, so I'm going to keep the Impatience. Let's headbutt Rampage, and then exhaust a whole bunch of cards. Go get it. Alright, I think we got him this time. Oh, nope, not quite enough. I guess we're killing him too, because we can just defend and go get Rampage and kill with that. Alright, fine. We've got 143 health, we don't need to be eating bosses necessarily. Alright, this is kind of a challenging fight. I don't think we probably want a Magnetism. I think this is probably the Strength Pot too. We don't get a ton of value out of Strength Pot, but we get something out of it. Definitely Disarm. It's got a lot of multi-attacking. We can block for 21, so we keep the barrier this turn. We lose Magnetism and the other second wind. Oh wait, no, we can't block for 21. We can block for 14. That's not enough. Okay, so in that case, I think I will play Magnetism and Strike. And keep a Pocket Watch going. And lose the barrier, obviously. You can eat these cultists. They are not minions for whatever reason. I guess maybe there's like a fictional reason? I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe they just have no fear. They won't run away when he dies. We got a Swift Strike. Dark Embrace is really important. We're going to play that even though it makes him stronger. Seems like we need to play Power Through. Are we headbutting something? Nothing good. Maybe we skip Swift Strike, just so that we can draw with Pocket Watch next turn. And let's put back the second wind plus, or maybe the Power Through. Do they run away? It's so weird that they don't have the minion tag, especially if their behavior is the same as minions. Maybe if they had the minion tag, it would be a problem about them running away at the end of the first phase. So that's why it's coded the way it is, but it doesn't like need to be. Yeah, I know what you mean. Here's a Rampage and a Headbutt. It requires us to exceed Pocket Watch, but that's okay. Strike blocks for almost as much as Power Through here. Maybe I should have considered blocking harder. Is your internet dying? I am not currently dropping packets, although I feel like that number is a lot higher than it was a second ago, so maybe there was a blip of some sort. I'm not sure. I'm not currently... Oh, there goes some. Okay, maybe you're right, maybe I'm having a problem. Alright, let's see. We can't kill... Uh-oh, are we dead? So this does 39... or 29, 37, so we're not killing Cultist. And if they both attack, we die. Oh wait, that's not quite true. So we block for 14, he hits us for 0, he hits us for 21, so we do survive. No, it's not true, because the gremlins at the beginning of the Gremlin Leader fight are basically exactly the same as the cultists here. Recromancer's initial daggers. Okay, so we're gonna... We have to do these two. If we Burning Pact, we could find more block. That would be good. If we found Shockwave, we wouldn't be able to play it. I think let's just play Rampage. Alright, Shockwave and killing Cultist seem important. Offering does not kill us. It is important to note. We have 3, 6, 9 cards in hand, so we can't play Offering right now. We can clear up room pretty easily though. Oh wait, that didn't clear winning room. Let's Armaments a Defend to clear up room. Okay, so we can kill the Cultist with Reckless Charge Headbutt. And then we've got 4 energy left for Awakened one. We might actually be able to do it just a Headbutt after Shockwave, which presumably is happening. No. We could do it with Reckless Charge and Swift Strike, though, if we need all 3 of the remaining energy, which it looks like we might. So let's plan on doing that. Oh, we had Dramatic Entrance, that was a waste of damage. Okay, so we've survived. I guess I'll play this. There's no block this turn. We can exhaust Secret Weapon to draw a card. Yeah, we're dropping a ton of frames now, you're absolutely right. Hold on a second. I can hear that my wife is on a conference call, which is, I'm sure, why we're dropping frames. But it also means that I can't, like, yell up to her to stop her upload because she's on a conference call. There must be some reason. So I apologize for that, but there's nothing I can do about it. So quit your whining. Okay, so if we Secret Weapon, we draw a card. We could Headbutt a card and then draw it with the Secret Weapon Exhaust. It is encoder or network frames. No, I'm pretty sure it's network. There shouldn't be any problem with the encoder. Although there might be. I suppose I am running Monster Train in the background, which could be impacting my frame rate. But it was pretty rock solid for quite a while, so I'm pretty sure it's not a problem. Okay, so Headbutt could go get Second Wind is a big old block card. It's actually not much for it to eat here, though. Defend Plus, Transmutation sometimes could block. We might have to depend on Transmutation being good. Actually, Transmutation has an extra out here, because if we get the minus strength thing, that blocks too. Okay, so let's let Transmutation save us. Rampage. Do we give Transmutation all 3 energy, or do we keep rampaging? I think if we stop rampaging, like, we're at 1, so surviving every turn is critical. But if we don't rampage, we're gonna eventually have a turn where we can't survive. Jack of all trades could still do it. This draws a card. No. Okay. Darn. Yeah, it was a good frame for a deck. It had like most of the right stuff. But that Rampage scales so slowly for endgame challenges, and we just ran out of ways to block. Crazy good relics. We got Fossilized Helix and Tori, and we ended up with almost 1,000 gold because of the Maw Bank. Got Warp Tongs, it worked out really well. We got Tungsten Rod, Tori. Yeah, wasn't quite able to get over the hill. I think even if we'd beaten the Act 3 bosses, though, I think like the Spire elites would have killed us and the heart would have killed us. So I don't think there was a lot of future. I think we just sort of like had a bunch of health and were able to like rest our way through Act 3. But that won't kill the heart for you. You have to find a way to scale up, and we didn't do it. It was also just like a huge deck. But I don't feel like that was the real problem.